Hey guys, how's it going? It's TheOverratedGamer, and I'm bringing you guys my Scuf review. So, a subscriber commented on my gaming setup video saying, hey, I want to have a review of the Scuf controller, and I was like, hey, I can do that for you. So let's start it off with what it comes in. Let's do that first. What it comes in is a box and a sleeve like this. So the sleeve is very nice. I only have the PS3 controller, by the way, so I can only give you a review of the PS3 controller. So here we go. The sleeve looks like this, very nice, very aesthetic looking. It has the controller, it has the little like paddles in the back, has the features. It's nice. It comes in a box like this that you just pop open. And so this is how you know the controller won't get ruined in the movement process. It sits in there very nice. It sits in there, it'll come out looking brand new. And then if you pay a little bit extra, you can also get the Scuf carrying case, which is about maybe $10 extra. Not that much for a really nice carrying case. It sits perfectly in there. It can rest. It has all the button holders if you're going somewhere like traveling across the country. This would be a nice thing to take along with you. It holds it very perfectly. It doesn't squish it. It gives it just the perfect amount of space, and no buttons are being compressed and or can be worn out. So let's go to the controller. This is the Scuf V2 controller, the one that I have actually. Let me take these off. These are not a part of it. Hold on. There we go. So this is what the controller looks like. I'll give you a little 360 view of it. There we go. Real nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. So there's probably a few things you've noticed already. The first is the paint job. It is a black with green like striped across it, or sandstormed across it. That is an option that you can pick out of a variety of different paints you can use from Scuf. Scuf has a huge selection that you can pretty much use, and it's very nice, very, very nice paints. And actually, that was actually the longest choice I had of the entire controller. Not even getting it was, what kind of paint job do I want on my controller? So that's a really cool feature from Scuf. Now, the next feature you probably noticed was the paddles on the back. And the reason for the paddles is that if you're playing a first-person shooter game, you do not have to lift your thumb off the analog stick unless you're doing some kind of reloading or changing weapons. The X and O button are now programmed to here, but you can pick whatever buttons you want from the website's description. Now, what I like about the controller is that they give you a ton of different options at the website. Every trigger on the PlayStation 3 controller is hypersensitive, which means if you're playing Call of Duty and you want to shoot, you probably have about a millisecond to 2 milliseconds ahead of somebody else. So what's that to you mean? Like, that's like nothing, whatever, it's a millisecond. That's actually a bullet to 2 bullets, maybe even faster than the next guy who doesn't have a Scuf controller, which is really good. And 2 bullets could be a death to somebody with a good enough gun. Unless you're a sniper, then it's, it's a 1 bullet, you're done. So that's a great part of the controller. It gives you that whole milliseconds ahead of everybody else. Also, if you're a drop shotter, you could use the R3 button to drop shot if you have it set to tactical, and you can jump with this back paddle right here, which could be set to X, and you can just jump drop shot really easily. And they have elevated the sticks up here, the analog sticks. They have elevated them, so that's it's like in between a Control Freak and a regular PlayStation controller. It has been elevated, so you have a little more accuracy, you have a little more precision, and they're extremely smooth, and they don't break in very easily, which gives you that crisp, smooth feeling all the time. You don't get like loose analog sticks, which is an amazing feature to have. Now, I know I'm going through this pretty quickly, but here's the last really big thing is the texture on the back. It's actually, they have some kind of Scuf grip is what it's called, and it's military grade grip on this back of the controller. It's very great. It feels amazing on the hands, and you don't sweat with it, which is a good part of it. Because if you play a lot of games a long time, you start sweating. You're like, oh man, I popped a molly, and I'm like, oh. So you want a grip that can help you not sweat. So after all of that, you have a sturdy controller that has grip, paddles, hypersensitive triggers on everything, and elevated analog sticks. Like, what could be better? The options they give you on the website. You can get rid of the rumble packs if you would like. You can get a t-shirt for a lower price. You can get a carrying case. You can change the paddles in the back to be something else. You can You can do so much on the website that it makes it feel like you're shopping in a store that has like a wall full of controllers to pick from. Like, that's how much variety there is for the PS3, and their main thing is even Xbox. So if you're an Xbox player, you have even a bigger variety. So way to go. Now, would I recommend the controller? Obviously, I love my Scuf. If you're playing Call of Duty. Now, if you're playing a single player game, for PS3, for Xbox, it's totally different, but for PS3, the R2 and L2 are a little too sensitive for me. They get pushed down very easily, and sometimes they even stick because of how sensitive they are. So if you're playing if you're playing a single player game, you might want to get a pair of these, which just sit on the back of the triggers, the R2 and the L2, and it will rest on them, and it will make them so they don't get pushed down so easily. But you can still press them down with ease. It doesn't get stuck there, which is the only issue I had. Other than that, the controller is pretty much set. Now, how much does it sell for? It can sell for $130 for this type. Now, that's a little bit expensive. It's about 2 controllers for the PS3, but for the quality you're getting, it's worth about 3 controllers. This thing will last you forever, unless you're chucking it at the wall. If you keep it well maintained, you put it down, you pick it up when you're about to play. You're not throwing it, you're not tossing it, you're not screaming and yelling. You can pretty much maintain anything, but this controller will last you with the triggers, being as sensitive they are, with the analog sticks. Like, it will last you a long amount of time, even longer than the usual. So, because a PS3 controller can get broken in way too quickly. You'll have inaccurate sticks because they're so easy to move around. This one keeps nice and crisp. I've had it for 8 months now, and it still feels like it's brand new. It doesn't give me any issues. So, that's a great feature to have. Longevity is an amazing feature to have on anything, but especially for a controller, which breaks very easily, which is like the #1 expense for a gamer usually, is either video games or the controller. So, dishing out enough money on this will be worth it. Now, I might be able to get a 5% link discount from a bigger YouTuber. If I can, Thunder, thank you for letting me use it. And his discount will be in the description. If not, go to Thunder's channel. It's Thunderstruck. It's Thunderstruck at YouTube. And just go into his channel. You'll be able to see, it's 402 Thunder 402. That's the channel. Go into his About, maybe one of his videos, and you can see that it has a 5% link discount. Maybe save you $5, maybe even $10. You can get this controller as cheap as $100 and as expensive as $200, depending on what you want in it. So if you're a big baller, go for $200. Take out the rumble packs. Get different stick layouts. Get it painted. I don't know what else you can do. Maybe make something light up. I have no idea. But you can pretty much customize it to whatever you want. So guys, that's the end of the video. Comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video that I post. Peace.